Hi everyone, I'm Professor Kofer. Welcome to Week 3, User-Centered Instructional Writing. This week, we're focusing on how to write instructions that real people can actually use. This is an important shift because technical writing isn't about sounding smart, it's about being helpful. Everything we talk about this week will connect directly to your instructional procedural project draft. Instructional or procedural writing explains how to complete a task or process by guiding a user step by step. This includes things like how-to guidelines, manuals, tutorials, recipes, and workplace procedures. What all of these things have in common is that someone is relying on them to do something correctly. If the instructions fail, the task fails, and the consequences matter. Good instructions are not just accurate. Accuracy is the minimum. Strong instructions are clear, usable, ethical, and designed for a specific audience. As technical writers, our job is to focus on clarity, conciseness, and consistency, and to structure instructions from the perspective of the user, not from what makes sense to us as writers. Before you write a single step, you have to think about the user. Ask yourself, who is the user? What do they know? What might confuse them? What barriers might they face? Instructional writing fails most often when writers assume too much about what the user knows or has access to. Writers must account for user contexts. Things like experience level, access to tools or technology, and physical, cognitive, or situational constraints. For example, instructions written for a calm office setting may not work at all in a stressful or time-sensitive environment. This is why user-centered writing is also ethical writing. Instructions change depending on the audience. For example, instructions for children will look very different than instructions for experts. First-time users need more explanation and signposting. High-risk tasks require extra clarity and safety warnings. There is no single correct version of instructions, only versions that are appropriate or inappropriate for a specific audience. Clear instructions usually use numbered steps, follow a logical order, and rely on plain, direct language. They define terms when necessary and explain why steps matter when that information helps the user succeed. Unclear instructions often include unnecessary information or jargon that the audience doesn't need. A good test is to ask, can these steps be followed in the order presented? Is anything missing? Would skipping a step cause confusion or harm? Design plays a huge role in whether instructions work. If users can't find information quickly, the instructions are failing, even if the content itself is accurate. Effective instructional design uses clear headings, white space, lists instead of dense paragraphs, and consistent formatting. Design should support skimming, accessibility, and real-world use. Ethical writers take responsibility for clarity. Ethical instructional writing avoids assuming physical ability, access, or prior knowledge. It uses a respectful tone and considers safety and consequences. Unethical instructions often blame the user when things go wrong or assume access to tools or abilities not everyone has. As technical writers, we are responsible for how our instructions are used and misused. Let's pause right here and check what you know. The main takeaway from this lecture is this: the user comes first. As you work on your project and rationale this week, I want you to keep one idea in mind. Who is my audience? Thank you for watching this lecture. I'm looking forward to seeing what you create. Let's make it a good week. Goodbye.